Hey guys, join us now for the Dancing with the Stars after show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That was awesome. Thank you, Steven. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Dancing with the Stars After Show. I'm your host, Annika Michelle, and with me is my lovely co-host.
Hi, I'm Laura-beth Hill. You can follow me on Twitter at LadyLBH.
And if you watched this week, you know why we opened with that, because Andre Rieu opened with his full orchestra. So beautiful. The top of the show with My Heart Will Go On, because they are now touring in the U.S., so he was promoting that. But welcome to the most memorable year.
Yes, I'm excited. The most memorable year, the most memorable episode so far this season.
I agree.
Absolutely incredible.
I think the judges said it perfectly when they said it brought out something in all of them, because they all were kind of reliving or dancing for someone or whatever it was brought out.
They were like connected to the piece this week.
They were vulnerable, they were open, and all the emotions flowed through, and it was phenomenal.
I loved it.
I loved it
so
too.
Excited. I actually watched the show 3 times.
I might have cried for one of the dances, and we'll get to that in a second. But like I said, Andre Rieu opened with the whole orchestra, which was so beautiful, and everyone in that orchestra was just took over the entire stage, and I was kind of bummed they didn't stay the entire show, but I realized they need the stage, you know, they can't these dancers need to dance. But that was really cool to have them there. But the first dance of the night was Maureen McCormick and Artem doing the foxtrot.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And she did say that her most memorable year was when she married Michael, because he kind of was her saving soul.
Yeah,
she
they
was
were
in
so
things,
cute together.
Yeah, they are such a cute couple.
They are, and she seemed, you know, emotional in a good way this week, because usually it's just nerves and stress and anxiety, and then this week perhaps it was having her husband around, who knows, but maybe that calmed her down and she just seemed more positive and happy.
I mean, I've seen him in the audience all the times that she's danced, but I do have to say, I think like at the very end when she looked up and he's at the skybox, like her face just lit up. I don't know if she knew they were gonna do that or bring him up there for a change or what the situation was, but her face just lit up. And can I just tell you, she looked like an ice princess on that floor. Her gown just flowed off her, and she looked so good. And the time that she did this dip where she went underneath Artem's arm, Artem's arm, she dipped underneath his arm and like went down and did the spin. It was not a complicated move, but the way they did it, it was so beautifully done that honestly that moment just touched me for a second. I was like, wow, that was beautiful.
Yeah, she did so well. Her lines, she
everything.
Looked gorgeous. Yeah.
I think just that
really connected to
that point made you realize like it doesn't have to be the most complicated moves to have like a beautiful moment in the dance. You know, even something so simple as dipping under someone's arm to do the spin. And that was my favorite moment in the dance.
Yeah, exactly. And Artem always does amazing choreography.
He does.
And it was wonderful. And like when they held each other, it was as if it was
her husband.
Her wedding husband. Yeah, he was
I'm sure that was fun for him to watch.
I thought it was really good. I mean, dance-wise, I don't think she's the best in the competition right now, but she's definitely improving.
She's also older than a lot of the dancers. So.
Yeah. She's doing amazing, and I think that this week was a breakthrough for her in the sense that she finally seemed to be enjoying it, and then that was coming across, and it looked like her dancing was a little bit more fluid, and
she was like
more
floating
enjoyable
on the floor to me.
Yeah,
just kind of like gliding through.
Yeah, which
it was
is what she should
really
be doing.
pretty.
Yeah.
And I have to say, in the very, I thought this was hilarious, and Erin kind of made a comment about it too. When they went up to get their scores at the skybox, like Artem's third wheeling on the
I know.
These two are just hugging and kissing, and Erin's like, okay, hello, we got a show going on right now, and then you got your partner on the other side of you. And like the poor husband was between Maureen and Artem. Like it's not even like Maureen in between like, oh, I love you, and then this is my dance partner, you know. But like Artem's like, no, I'm so used to this at this point. It's not even
funny, I know.
crazy.
Because Maureen sort of just gazes up at her husband for a lot of the time.
It's
just
so
like,
cute.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm glad. You know, she shared that she went through a cocaine addiction and all this kind of crazy stuff that she spiraled downward after Brady Bunch, and I'm glad that she's all out of that and she's fine and she's good, and Michael was her saving grace. So.
Yeah. It was
That
fabulous.
was cute. That was cute.
Very good.
I feel like they were a bit harsher this week with the scores. They only got a 24, and I feel like they maybe 26 I would have been happy with.
I think
2
24
points,
was
but
accurate, actually.
really?
Yeah. For me.
I think 26 to me would have made me happy.
Okay.
24 was a little too low for me
Too
for
low.
that one. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't know. 2 points. It makes a difference, but I feel like a 26 I would have been a little happier with.
Huh. Maybe next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
The next one was Calvin and Lindsay doing jazz.
Yes.
And his memorable year was
so
2012 when he broke Jerry Rice's record.
Yeah.
And
It was an exciting one. And then he came on as well.
Out, he was
Jerry came
so...
on.
Calvin, you can tell, was so legit surprised. He
I
had
know.
no clue. And he's like, who taught me that football? And he looks and it's Jerry Rice and it's like, oh my gosh. And I
know.
love...
He nearly fell into the audience.
Oh my
And
gosh.
he was like, ah.
It was great. It was such a good moment. And even Lindsay was saying like, oh my gosh, I was so scared he was going to run into him all week backstage or like something they're hiding. That takes a lot of coordination, you know, to make sure they don't run into each other.
Yeah,
I mean,
was great.
dancing crew is huge. It's about, 800 people, but it's not that crazy to run into. It's not that hard to run into people. It's only one hall.
Yeah, right.
One hall you got to
Wow.
walk down to get on the stage. So if
They
you're
did a good job.
crossing paths at that moment, there's no other way around it. So
Well, they did good. But I thought his dancing was very good. He's still not sorted his hands out. That's my only problem. Like we discussed last week, because
Yeah.
he's so tall and his arms are so long, it's more obvious. And it's his fingers. It's like his arm, his hands are doing what they should be doing, but then the fingers are
so
just
like out.
Yeah, they're not connected. And that's why I wanted him to do the ballet classes, because in the ballet, you have to do everything through to the end of your fingertips.
It's true.
And it makes you aware of using them. And once he's got that down, I think it's going to lift his routine, because his stage presence is amazing.
It's amazing.
So good, he's
so
natural.
good.
And him and Lindsay are so connected.
Such chemistry, but
You
not
can
like
see,
romantic chemistry, just like amazing like dancing chemistry together.
He's very aware, and I don't know if it's also because, his job was being on a team.
Right.
And he's constantly aware of what's everybody else doing. Okay, what am I doing? But also, more importantly, what's everybody else doing? Where is everybody else on the field in relation to me?
Yeah.
He's very aware of Lindsay at all times. Where is she? Where should I be? Doing the lifts. He's just on it, and I love that.
And he did a crazy lift this week with Lindsay up above his head and spin. And I was like...
Much better lifts this week than last week.
Yeah.
More control.
And I feel like... I mean, it's probably easy for him to... She's tiny and he's, a buff guy, so it's not hard for him to throw her around like she's nothing. But it's just every week I feel like their lifts get like... not challenging, but just like a bit more daring than last, or like I would have been nervous spinning up above his head, like, oh my god, and then he puts her down and she just goes right back into it, dancing like nothing just happened, you know. But I thought he did good. I do have to say, I wonder about his fingertips though. Do you think it's because of football they have to be spread?
Oh,
for
maybe.
To hold
maybe
the
he has
football,
tension in them.
that he's so used to that he doesn't know how to relax them. I just thought about that. I was like, that's probably a
Possibly, yeah.
That would be my reasoning, that he can't. But
now
I think
we're moving on in the competition. He's got to address everything, because they're all getting so good.
It's hard,
Yeah,
man.
you can't be left behind for any reason.
This is the hard part, but yeah. And I think, like we said earlier, it brought out something in all of them.
Yeah.
And I have to say, his most memorable year, he said he broke the record and he brought the football to his dad, and his dad was in the audience, and he brought the football to him. I said, yes, a reenactment. And I was kind of hoping that all of them would kind of have something like that. Like, I mean, they kind of did. Maureen had her husband, Jana had the baby, so they all kind of had that person or that thing around as much as they could for this. So I thought that was really cute that they did that for all of them.
Yeah, it was great.
Sweet.
It was a great week.
It was a good week.
24, again, I thought that was accurate.
Yeah, I would have... That's okay for me. I'm okay with that.
I thought it was very good.
I feel like
maybe 25. I don't know.
Okay, 24, 25. Yeah,
24, 25.
I can see that. The next one was Jana and Gleb doing a contemporary dance, which was beautiful.
Wow.
And
so good.
What she said her most memorable year is when 2016, this year, when she had her baby girl, Jolie. And she, first of all, it's great that she's able to speak out that she had such an abusive relationship and she's now out of it and is trying to help other women out, because, you know, empowering women to come out of that is not easy when you walk through it yourself. And her mom was saying it was such a hard time in her life. And she has this beautiful baby. She's so cute.
Oh, yeah.
And
gorgeous.
You can tell when she was dancing for this baby girl.
Yeah, she seemed very connected, but very connected to Gleb as well.
Yeah, they had that connection together.
Yes, and I think that's why she made a leap forward this week, because suddenly they were dancing together.
It clicked.
And and I think a lot of the celebrities this week had, because they had something else to think about, it was good. It took them out of their head of all the dance moves at every single second, of being so sort of hyper-focused on that. They were thinking of, you know, of their baby or the partner or whatever else it was. Yeah. And I think it sort of freed them a little bit.
It did.
You know, having a different focus.
They're not so much like, oh my God, what's this step, what's this step, you know.
And she flowed in the dance. Oh, gosh. Her dancing's really improved this week, I think. Yeah.
And my favorite moment in the dance, which honestly I was like, I kind of gasped a little bit when she dropped face forward.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wait, where are you going?
Yeah.
And he caught her in his hands, like literally like seconds before she hit the floor. And for a second I was like, I had to like go back and watch it again. I rewinded the DVR and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to see this again. This was and she just like free falls with everything. There's no like fear in her that he won't catch her. Like she had that trust, and that, I mean, you have to have that when you're dancing with a partner, but she just was like, let's go, I'm going to the floor, you know, and I know I'm not going to hit that floor. She didn't have an ounce of scared.
Yeah. And she, you know, and she must have had her technique there as well. Her body stayed perfectly straight. She went down. She went just down. Like drop, you know.
Yeah, no.
And he was there. Yeah, he was there ready
her.
To catch her. And the whole routine, it was beautiful. Parts in sync. Parts when she went by herself.
Yeah,
I thought she did great. The whole thing was strong.
And I don't know if any of you noticed, or if any of you maybe at home noticed it, but when he lifted her up, her dress got caught on his face.
Oh, yeah, and he pulled it off.
And he pulled it off, but like, just imagine you have this woman sitting on top of you, and the dress, and you're spinning, and you know, you gotta hold her, do the move, get this thing off your face so you can keep going. And it's just, I mean, obviously he's a professional, so he did fantastic. Yeah. But just, he did it so flawlessly and so quickly that it's like the camera almost didn't catch it, you know? Yeah. But cameras are all around, and it's a little hard to not, but he recovered from that so fast that if you blinked, you would have missed that moment. But and she didn't seem like, oh God, let me help him out, you know, like she wasn't even a concern.
Yeah, he's got her back.
Yeah,
it's that trust, it's that security, and then that's when you move forward a step.
Yeah,
and that's what they've done this week.
They did great. I like that they got 26. Maybe 28 for them, but you know, I'm not the judge.
Yeah,
so.
I would have. They got 2 9, so
yeah.
I thought it was fantastic.
They did good.
Very, very good.
The next one was Ryle?
Team Ryle.
Ryle and Cheryl. Ryan and Cheryl doing a contemporary, which, first of all, if you guys don't know, I will say this now. Ryan is now an engaged man.
Yes.
He proposed to his girlfriend, and that rock, oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah, no, I'm happy for him. He seems
it's true engagements,
Yeah, really excited about it.
He seems really into her, and I guess he kind of commented like this is kind of the first real relationship he hasn't had with another athlete, so it's a little different for him. He said, but he's happy it's not another athlete, because I guess the competitiveness, I don't know, maybe it was hard to do that, but
well, I thought he was incredible this week. Massive step forward for him.
Yes,
finally he is present while he's dancing. Other times I feel he's been a little bit mind somewhere else and panicking and then starting to forget it a little bit and just a little bit awkward. And then this week he was in it. He knew what he was doing. He went for it and he delivered. And that's what it's about. And I think that's probably because possibly technically this week things have maybe started to fall into place and click for him exactly. And then when that happens, it's much easier to have the confidence. If you're nervous that you can't even do the move properly every time, then you are going to be nervous when you go out there, you know.
It's true. And this is his highest score he's gotten this season.
Yeah.
So 24, which, you know, he's tied with a few other people with a 24. But that's great. He was so excited. He was so excited to get that 24. And I have to say, like, when I feel like there was parts of swimming in this dance, because that was his most memorable years when he made the, you know, got the golden Olympics. But when he lifted up Cheryl and she dipped backwards from him, like onto the floor, it just kind of reminded me when they're doing those back dives, you know, on the diving board. I was like, this is exactly what it is. Like, kind of like he's a diving board, but she can't obviously dive to the floor. It just kind of reminded me of that. And I was like, I wonder if she did that on purpose to make it seem like, oh, I'm going to put a little bit of swim moves in here since that's his most memorable year.
Probably. And it was all about his mum, wasn't it? And connection there. And
then I love that in the end there's gold confetti that comes out and like rains down on him. It was cute. I really liked that.
It was great. And he, you know, he was showed his emotions through the dance,
his strength,
which was great, because again, other episodes, other weeks, I think he's not being so connected to it, and there hasn't been that emotion coming out through him, you know. And the other thing is, week one you can fake it, you can smile and and as it goes on, it's got to be more real, it's got to be true and authentic. And this week, all of them, I think, was so much better.
So much better. And I wonder if what helped him a little bit too is like, oh, I'm now a fiance. I'm now about to be a married man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if maybe his mood changed, or he's like not worried about that relationship. I don't know. Like, he just, maybe something clicked, like, oh my God, I'm so happy I can do anything kind of thing. If, you know, I got the woman of my dreams. I don't know. I could see that happening. But they got a 24, which was their highest score, so they were very happy about that. And I was happy for them. They're stepping up the game for sure.
Yeah.
Laurie and Val with the paso doble.
Well, I loved it, but like we said last week, if you're at that height so early on in the competition, it's almost impossible to stay up there. You can't, you know, it's too hard. How was Val supposed to come up with the perfect routine week in, week out?
Yeah.
Was it Carrie Ann that said she didn't like the opening? Or
with the box.
I can't remember, but with the box.
Yeah, it was Carrie Ann, yes.
I quite liked it, if I'm honest.
I liked it too. I really did. I was like, okay, Carrie Ann, we differ on this one.
Yeah, I think it was a very emotional week for Laurie, and possibly connected to everything with the Olympics. And I mean, she's probably only just starting to come down from the high of the Olympics.
And she's still like touring with them, and she's still doing promo with them. It's a lot going on in her life.
And then thinking about the injury and all the emotion of that, and we saw her and Val had a little,
breakdown
discussion.
at rehearsal.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, at 16, that's hard. It's hard to deal with all of that emotion.
And, I'm sure she still has to do homeschool. She's still in high school, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure she still has to do, like, these tests or whatever, she has to put in the hours, and none of these other contestants have to do.
Mm-hmm. She's doing incredible.
Yeah, she's doing wonderful.
I think perhaps the emotion in the dance was a little bit forced this week. That was my only thing. She had the anger, and sometimes it looked authentic, and then others it just looked a bit like, oh, this is my angry face.
Right.
Which I might be being a bit mean there, but it just came across a little bit like too much, and a bit too much tension in her body. Even though I know there is, an element, I think it should be more strength in the body rather than tension in the paso doble.
Right.
But I mean, she still did amazing because she's so good.
She still did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like, we're so used to seeing her smiling and cheese and I'm so happy, that it's like when you see her not doing that in a dance, you're just like, whoa, like you're keeping a straight face. And she made a comment, she's like, I don't think about cheese quesadillas when I have to do an intense dance.
I know.
I was like, her cheese quesadillas, and girl, I feel you, because that's what I crave 99% of the time. So me and her have the same cravings, clearly.
That's so funny.
But she said what helps her to not smile or whatever, is to think about that. So it's just funny to me.
Whatever works.
I thought they did a great job, and like you said, it is so hard when you're so high with the numbers to like, you can't.
Yeah, the pressure on them was,
you're gonna drop a little bit before you come back up,
exactly.
So,
and she can't be good at every single style of dance. That's the other thing.
She's not a professional dancer.
She's not. She's a gymnast.
Yes. It's funny, though.
Very well.
I know it's Dancing with the Stars. It's all about the star and not the pro that's dancing with them, because when they get judged, they're not judging the pro, they're judging the star, you know. But
yeah,
I thought it would be kind of a cool little thing if the producers added like the pro's most memorable year, but not made like a whole package and a whole deal, just like a quick like, what was your most memorable year? Oh, when I met my girlfriend. Okay, great, cut to dance, you know. Just a question, just casually thrown, like not like a full-on package and we're gonna interpret this and but like I think it would be interesting to know. But I feel like year after year, these pros coming on, how many memorable years can you have, you know? So like, right now is my most memorable year, you know? Like,
well, I guess for some of them, they're celebrities now in their own rights because they've been on it for so long.
True.
And we all feel like we know them a little bit, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, and they're in the newspapers and everything else. They're in the media.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
It would be, I feel like it's a bit more of a, like an inside look on there. Because they've become stars because of this show.
That's it. You know, so absolutely.
I just thought it would be a fun little thing to throw in for them. But, you know, if any producers are watching and want to take my idea, please feel free. Next year, I'll know it started here.
Have it for free. Yeah. Just come on and say hi.
Exactly. The next one was Marilu and Derek doing the Viennese waltz.
I think she might win.
She's doing really good.
How does he do it? Every time he takes his celebrity and turns into a professional dancer. Oh my God. I don't know what he does. I would love to sit in with Derek on his rehearsals every week and see what goes on, because it's just incredible. And this week, I think they made the biggest change this week out of any of the dancers. Yeah. She was
phenomenal. And hers was about her mom, because her mom used to be a dancer and have a dance studio. And then she died. And then that's when she got Taxi. And so it's like all this kind of emotions. It's like, I'm dancing for my mom. I want to, you know, show her I can do this. And I've carried on her legacy.
But you can, I think you can almost tell that her mom was a dancer, because the way she stands, her poise, her posture, and her open shoulders, everything. She just looks like a dancer. And is so talented.
She did phenomenal.
All the clicks in the music, and Derek had choreographed it so well, every beat. But she was spot on.
She was.
Their heads, their bodies, everything was like just at the exact right time. You know?
Her posture and arms, even during the spins when he spun her on the floor, her arms were just perfect. Like, there was not a flaw I saw in this dance, not one.
So good.
I think even Carrie-On said, your mom is going to be very proud of you. She's watching, you know? And that was really sweet. You can tell she got kind of emotional on that, but that was really sweet.
Do you remember last week we were talking about why does she always look a little bit nervous?
Right.
And I was saying, I wonder if it's because Derek, I wonder if she's a bit intimidated by being with this 6-time Mirrorball champion. Blah, blah, blah. And then obviously there was a whole thing when they met and she was desperate to be with Derek. And, and then she got Derek and there's all that. And then she even said this week, she was like, you know, I think it's being with you makes me nervous. And he said, well, that's my fault.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he's made a real conscious effort. And this week she didn't look nervous. Yeah, she looked so happy to be dancing with him.
Yeah.
And they had that connection, and he looked almost a little bit more like he was sort of taking care of her rather than, you know, whoosh, go. Yeah.
Do the step.
I think they both made a little step towards each other, and it was a much better partnership.
I agree with you, and it's funny you said you would like to sit in with Derek on rehearsals, because if you want to dance with Derek, Hairspray Live, you know, he's going to be on that in December, and they're holding open casting calls for dancers, and it's in LA. I'm not sure how many of you watching in LA can go to this, but it's in a couple weeks, and they have the dance up on YouTube, and Derek is teaching you the dance, like step by step, because they don't have time to teach you there. Right. You literally have to show up, dance it, and move on. You're either cut or you're moving on to I'm sure there's callback dances, but the initial dance. And I was like, okay, let's watch this. Let's see what this is. It's a minute, which sounds like anyone can do this, you know?
No, it's
considering the first 8 counts is just walking, that you're like, oh my God, this is so easy. What are the 8 counts of walking and it's a minute? Okay, you know? But then after the 8 counts of walking comes intense and pop and it's literally, he has worked every limb in those 8 counts after. It's like your chest pops, your head looks there, your feet is there, your hand is, it's like everything he can work and point and turn in opposite directions in every count he has done. And I was like, could you have made this any more complicated, Derek? My God. But like, It's smart because it's a way to weed out the people real fast. It's just one dance and out, weed. If they can't do it, they're not doing the next dance, you know?
That's how it goes.
That is how it goes. But
auditions.
If you are in LA and want to go try this dance, you know, let us know. Hope you guys can make it. Hope you guys get on.
Tweet us. Let us know what's happening.
Yeah. But definitely, even so, just for like a curiosity purpose, I guess, just check out the video. It's on YouTube. It's on the Hairspray Live Facebook page, the verified one.
Nice.
Yeah, Derek, there's one video of them just dancing it, and then there's another one where he literally breaks it down step by step. Your hand looks here, your arm looks there. So it just kind of gives you a little preview of what his week must be like with Marilu, you know?
Well, that's every dance. I mean, every dance you do, you have to be aware of every single part of your body as to where it is. And then when you dance, like, hopefully you don't notice it's quite so choreographed, but it is.
Yeah, of course.
Every single thing's choreographed, yeah. I thought they should have got a 10.
I really thought they should have gotten a 30.
I was
kind of disappointed. I think they were harsher this week with scores because I feel like everyone went lower than they should have. There was not 130, and we will talk about that soon. But I feel like, I don't know if producers maybe talked to them and said, look, like, we need you to, like, bring the scores a little bit down, you know.
Yeah.
We're trying to, like, build up drama. I don't know what happened, but I feel like, honestly, every single person got gypped by their scores this week. I really do.
Well, I would have liked a 10 for Marilu.
Yeah, that would have been good. Well, next week, so there was no elimination this week. Next week's a Latin night, so hopefully, you know, Pitbull can bring out some Latin flavor in her, and...
That will be exciting.
That would be a good episode. I can't wait.
I know.
The next one, Amber and Max doing the samba.
Yeah. This was my least favorite dance of the night.
Okay.
There were moments where she was sensational. She went out. She had the confidence that she had last week. The confidence she had last week, she sustained throughout the dance from beginning to end, and that's why it was such a strong routine. This week, it wasn't sustained. It came and it went. It came and it went. And when she was with Max, it was the same kind of chemistry I feel that Marilu and Derek used to have, where it's she gets like nervous around him. Yeah, it's like it's almost like they need to have a big argument and get it out there, or hug and kiss and make up or something, and just clear the air. Yeah. Because it seems like there's some underlying thing, but she gets tense around him.
She does.
And even when she was with the girls, she was performing great, you know? And it was just when she came together with him. But I think she's doing really well and she's improving.
Yes. And
definitely improving.
It's funny because before Julianne said that exact same comment to her, I wrote on my paper the same exact thing. I was like, why is she tensing up with Max? That is the last person you need to tense up with. And she is living life like she's Beyonce with those girls.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, girl, be Beyonce with Max.
All the time, I know.
So I don't know if it was maybe because if you guys saw the package right before they danced, the camera block, and they kind of had like a little argument. She was like, no, I can't do this. You know, they were kind of going back and forth. So I don't know if that was like kind of in her head, or if maybe she did watch the package before and relived that night, you know.
I know, it's a shame we didn't have a results show, because I would love to have heard, you know, when they had the microphones on, what they were saying right before they went on and right afterwards.
Like, don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
A lot of them don't. I mean, from the time I've worked there, a lot of them really don't watch that package because it kind of throws them off before they go on, you know. And it's like either something really sad or a fight or something. They don't even be thinking about about that.
But you know how they have the microphones connected to them, to hear what they were saying through the dance, before the dance, after the dance. Because I don't know, maybe there was something, maybe there wasn't, maybe I'm completely off, but
it seemed like there was something going on.
Yeah, and she does this thing as well when her nerves get the better of her, or whatever it is, she lacks confidence and her eyes drop to the floor. And as soon as your eyes go down, you don't connect with the audience. You've got to be connected with the audience and up and out, and then you look more confident. Even if you're not, you have an air of confidence. And as soon as you look at the floor, it's like,
I don't know what I'm doing.
She's freaking out, but she's nervous. She's not good enough in her head, or whatever it is. Yeah. And she is. She's so good. Last week, she was amazing.
I feel like maybe, you know, because last week she did Thrive, and it was more like a sexy dance, and that's kind of what she's known for, being sexy. And
yeah, but it was technically very good as well.
It was very good.
Strong.
But I feel like maybe it's hard for her to come out of that into like more of a dance, not as much sexy, you know, and so it's a little bit harder for her to like transition to that, because she shined so well. Like she was living it last week, you know?
She was so good.
And she was so good. And I feel like maybe that kind of got in her head, like, oh, I wish I could go back to that. I don't want to do this. I just want to be sexy all the time. Like,
yeah.
But
she was. I mean, like you say, she was like Beyonce.
Yeah.
She was
she
really
had that
like,
leotard.
fierce,
she looked great. She looked phenomenal. But still, I feel like maybe it was a bit more technical than the week before, so it was a bit maybe harder and not as sexy as before, so it's a little...
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe she could have just done with like a couple of extra days of rehearsal.
Yeah.
And then the heels, she said those heels threw her off. Oh, my heart went out to her
because...
I
can't come down in heels. He's like, well, you gotta. What do you mean you can't? You know?
I know, and I wonder if she had them for rehearsal or not, because if your heel is even like, you know, a few millimeters higher than what you've rehearsed
and that back pain
too. Yeah, and it throws your center like off, forward or back, wherever, and then every move you do is slightly different. You just feel off balance the whole time.
It's true, and if it's an uncomfortable shoe, if it's a new shoe, you know,
you never just in
know.
pain,
she's like, oh God, I can't. I haven't even broken these in yet. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, I mean, no elimination is great for her because she's back next week for sure, and I feel like she might shine through salsa night. I feel like because of the hips and the movements and the hey party and I feel like maybe that will bring out something in her.
Yeah.
And I hope that they go to like, you know, a party or something and figure out what's going on with those two and bring up the confidence in her.
Well, she did okay. She got 24, which is very good. I thought that was generous.
Yeah. The next one was James and Sharna doing the tango.
Yes. What did you think?
Okay, first of all, I just need to say the man was not walking a year ago.
I know. 18 months ago, yeah. Unbelievable.
The man was not walking by himself. He was on that treadmill with assistants and that doctor who came in.
Yeah, the
surgeon. Oh my gosh. And then to go from that to be like, if someone told him, I'm sure at that point, like, you're going to be on Dancing with the Stars in 18 months and you're going to be doing phenomenal, he'd be like, you guys are funny. You know, like, that's really funny.
Yeah.
He blew me away even more knowing how recent that accident was. Because I feel like they brought it up before, but not shown images and not the severity and not
the recovery and all of that. Yeah,
and like how there's like no chance, and he beat all the odds. Like, it's insane to me.
Yeah. He is incredible. And it's, you know, people with that sort of mentality, the people that win the gold medals or win the races and everything else. Yeah, because they just have that extra something inside them, that determination. I thought it was excellent. There's still something about him. He's not my favourite, and I've still not worked out what it is with his dancing.
It's more his dancing than his personality, you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know, his personality doesn't
affect you.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me or affect me. He seems like a really nice guy, actually.
Yeah.
But, it's almost like it's very contained, his dancing.
Yeah.
And he needs to just make everything a little bit sharper, a little bit bigger, maybe, just like extend and really open up to the audience. Maybe if he connects with the audience more, that will just give him that lift. You know, like when Calvin dances,
he connects with everyone.
The whole stage is lit up. Yeah. And he's not as good a dancer as James, don't get me wrong. Right. But then will James win the Mirror Ball? Who knows?
If not, I know he's going to Broadway. I feel like this man is getting a contract on Broadway. Someone's already making calls.
Yeah. He is fantastic. He's a phenomenal dancer, don't get me wrong.
It's crazy.
He is great, but I think there's something else in
just
him.
Needs to click.
Yeah, and I hope that we see it before the end of the
I think we will. I think we will.
Yeah.
There's a few more weeks. And I have to say, he was in the tango, and there was so many parts where he was so quick on his feet.
So good.
So quick on his feet, and still his upper body was so poised and so together. And his feet were just like little rocket ships going on the floor. I was like, okay, James. This boy has been sitting, his job has been sitting in a car.
Yeah.
Let's not forget this, people. Like, this is insane to me, you know? And I think it's shocking everyone. Like, it's shocking me, shocked the judges. Like, I'm telling you guys, book your tickets now. He's going to be on Broadway.
I think he'll be back in his car.
Maybe it's a car musical. You never know.
Who knows? Yeah.
You never know nowadays. You never know.
That's funny.
But the last dance of the night.
Oh, yes. My favorite.
Just Terra. Beautiful. Terra and Sasha.
As always, his choreography is genius.
Just beautiful.
So good, so clever, so beautiful, yeah. And she has that, what I'm talking about, that possibly James lacks a little bit. She has this personality that immediately connects with the audience when she performs.
Yes.
How does she do that? Like, she's so open. Her personality comes through in everything that she does. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. She's also performed with Miley Cyrus before. She's been on tour with Miley, so I feel like she's been on stage. She's had her own
she has
reality show.
With that. Yeah.
So I feel like she knows how to connect to the audience, where James has been in his race car and
that's very true. That's very true. Yeah, she's much more comfortable on the stage
and
than
she's
he is, probably.
toured. And I just feel like time and time again, going up on that stage with Miley, I'm sure has gotten something in her. And Miley will connect you with the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
She will make sure.
That's very true. She was great, though. Her dancing was great, I thought.
She was phenomenal. And I have to tell you guys, like, her story, 2013, her dad passed away, and that's the year she booked Little Woman LA.
Yeah.
But this kind of wasn't. It was about that, but it was more like I never got to dance with my dad at my wedding, and it's like every girl's dream, And it's just watching her do that finally with Sasha was just like so beautiful, and you could tell she was like, and the gates of heaven that were on the stage, and like you could just tell she was, to her in her head, it was like her wedding dance with her dad.
Definitely.
It wasn't her and Sasha.
She was almost in tears while she was dancing.
She was in tears. I was in tears watching it. I was like, her emotions just came out. I felt like it just was so beautiful.
And Sasha has this way of dancing with her, but also at the same time showing her off.
Yes.
Massively showing her off to, to let her shine by herself.
Yes. And whenever she climbed on top of Sasha and like he's holding her on her knees and she's like leaning forward,
and then she raised her arms up.
It was so beautiful. And then whenever he kind of leaves her, and she seemed like she was like a little upset, like maybe it was the moment that he's passing away, and she's like, no, don't leave me. She runs to him as fast as she can, and then he picks her up and he spins her around like dads do with their kid, like little girls, like I got you,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just feel like he puts so many elements in there that. Had to do with the dance, kind of like Ryan and Cheryl with the swimming thing, maybe.
And you saw as well in the footage when he was choreographing it, and he said to her, now you're going to loop through, and then you're going to lift up, and it'll lift both of us up. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I did.
And I think he really put a lot of time and effort in making the dance so personal to her.
It's very true.
Very good.
I was very surprised they got a 27. Again, I'm not happy with these scores, but...
I know what was wrong with it. Why couldn't she have a
30? Like, I mean, she was phenomenal. I feel like there was people crying in the audience.
Yeah.
She was.
I cried in every single dance, actually, though.
She was. I mean, they were stunning. And I have to say this, though, because I did laugh at this moment. So when they're standing and getting their scores, and then I'm not sure which judge asked, or if it was Tom or something, but she said something. Terra said, yeah, me and Sasha, I know Sasha very intimately, and then she like realized how that could sound, because it's engagement.
They have a great connection.
And then she was like, oh no, not like intimately, not like Emma knows him, and then it just turned into this like, oh my god, what are you even like? Just digging the hole kind of deeper, but it's hilarious,
She's but she seems lovely, like a nice person.
Yeah, she really does. She really does.
Who do you think's gonna be in the finals?
4.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put Terra.
Okay.
Marilu.
Okay.
Laurie.
Okay.
And James.
Okay, I'm putting Laurie.
But not in that order, necessarily.
Right. I'm putting Laurie, and we kind of have the same. Laurie, James, Terra, and Calvin.
Interesting. My other one might have been Jana, but that depends on how she improves from
I just feel like Calvin, something about his charisma, I think he's connecting and he's getting those votes.
If they get the right dancers,
he's getting those votes.
Yeah.
He's
so great.
They're so good. They're so good. I cannot wait for Latin night next week. Usually that's a really fun week.
Yes.
Pitbull.
Calvin
fun
will be
music.
so good as well,
oh my gosh. Can you imagine that boy swinging his hips? I would love it. Oh man, it's going to be so good. I cannot wait. But you guys tweet us who you think is going to, who's your top 4?
Your opinions.
Who do you think, or which dance did you like, or any of that? It was a great episode, and I love when they do this theme because it does bring out something in all of them.
Definitely, they needed it. I felt like they needed this week
for sure
to sort of clear their minds, think of something else, and a lot of their dances improved massively this week. It's such an emotional thing, you know, and it affects you more than you realize, I think.
And you don't get this. A lot of people don't get this opportunity, and you don't get a second chance to do Dancing with the Stars. You get one season and you're done. So you better love the weeks that you have. Yeah. Because it flies by very fast. And I know a lot of people that would die to be on it. So I think they're lucky. So I can't wait.
Yeah, it's interesting how I think it's also a personality thing. As the season goes on, some people learn how to use the adrenaline in a positive way. Like Calvin, he always does his dance well. It doesn't matter, you know. It's even though I'm sure he's incredibly nervous inside. And other ones, sometimes, like Maureen, usually it almost paralyzes her, the fear. You know, it really inhibits her, and it's knowing how it's going to affect you and how you're going to move forward.
Yeah, and you have to learn how to use that kind of adrenaline in the positive way and push you instead of like trap you.
Instead of hindering you. Exactly.
Well, I can't wait. Tweet us, everybody. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at LadyLBH.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at AnnikaMichelle1 and my website, AnnikaMichelle.com. Thanks for watching, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.